Received another package from my friend Eric. Let's see what's inside. So I don't think I have to discuss what these are based on. There's probably plenty of videos out already comparing them to the original passive EQs that we all know and love that are of a similar color and layout as this top one. But the reason I came across these is because I'm refurbishing a 56 channel Amec Mozart. Plan on using half of it as just direct outs for tracking and the other half as a summing mixer for when I'm mixing. And with that, I needed the ability to be able to recall things instantaneously without using recall sheets. So Eric suggested he send these out to me and that I just mess around with them and see what's up. The Valve stereo passive EQ and the regular stereo passive EQ are very similar. The differences being that this has a valve in it, and that gain stage that helps you drive that valve for saturated tube circuit sound. And this is just straight passive. The gain stage on the output is only to bring the level back up to the operating level. Bottom unit's around $1,700, which is a great price for a stereo passive EQ. It is lower than most of the competitor prices with the addition of having that digital recall. The top unit, the valve version, is $37.99, a little more expensive. Having said that, it can operate as a dual mono unit. You have the valve that you can drive a little harder to get a saturated tone. And besides that, there are very minor sonic differences, but nothing that I feel like the average Joe could distinguish between the two. So basically, since you've seen everything on everyone else's videos, I was going to insert these on a song that I already have out that you can listen to ahead of time, and just mess with these and show you what using the analog EQ in place of the plug-in version of whatever I have in this session that I'll be opening. And then show you, as you drive the units, the differences that you get from each. So we'll do that now. All right, first up, you got to put whatever your I/O device is in. We're in Ableton, so I'm on the music track. It's called external audio device, I believe. I'm going out of my interface 3 and 4, and then back in on channels 41, 42 for the valve, and then 5, 6, and 43, 44 for the guitar bus right here. All right, and so let's play it. So what I just did there was flip back and forth between the original mix and the mix where I just swapped out literally 2 EQs. One was on the guitar bus, which I use the SPE for, and one was on the music bus, which is what I use the Valve SPE for. I matched them as close to the EQs that were on those buses. I believe the Valve took the place of an AMEC 200 plug-in Alliance EQ, and the regular SPE took the place of a Pro Q3. In both instances, the same thing I said when checking out the units initially applies, is that it just added a strong foundation and weight and a perceived volume boost, but that's just because of the harmonic content in it hitting the transformers, and in the case of the Valve unit also hitting that tube. So yeah, they're great units, especially the SPE for its price of being around $1,700 for a stereo Pultec style EQ. The only gripes I had again were that the SPE's plug-in GUI I thought could be more similar to the Valve unit, especially with its meters and where different options are found. On the Valve unit, you got all the options in the top right here, so that they're just easy to select. With the SPE, everything's under this Bettermaker logo, which may not be intuitive right off the bat. Additionally, when you start EQing things, you can see all the your EQ points. With the Valve unit, this one you do not. And lastly, the Valve unit can be dual mono. The SPE regular unit is purely stereo, or you could use it as a mono channel if you want. I'm assuming the components that make that happen inside is the reason for the price difference. So in conclusion, I recommend both these units, especially the SPE, as its price point is killer for a stereo passive EQ. It's less than most of the other competitors on the market. And if you're an in-the-box kind of guy and just want something a little different, something where you can cut and boost simultaneously using your hands, which you can't really do with a mouse, check these out. They're great and they're easy to recall from session to session. So, peace.